This is Plumbing Around. I'm Scott with Temecula Winnelson. Plumbing around.
Coming around.
In life and plumbing, shit happens.
It does.
It does. I'm with Paul Inman today. My
are.
buddy Paul Inman.
Hello, Scott.
Hello, Paul. It is
Good to
always
see you,
great
man.
to see you.
You
You know
too.
what I like about you?
What?
One of the millions of things I like about you is
Tell me more.
you're one of the people, and I have very few people in my life like this. It doesn't matter how long we go without seeing each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we just saw each other.
Right.
It's,
I agree.
you know, it's just a simpatico. So that's always cool. Thank you.
It is cool.
I appreciate that about you. So Paul Inman is my first manager when I moved to California and got into the plumbing industry
Yes.
over at the now defunct Express Pipe and Supply.
Temecula, right down the street.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yes.
It's actually Marietta, but
Right.
yeah, everybody calls it Temecula. Taught me all the stuff about plumbing, and you're basically my mentor in the industry. And I got to tell you, it was so much fun working there while you were there.
We had a good group.
We
It was fun.
we had a great group.
We did.
and
have a
it
great-
was.
That was one of the best.
I couldn't even. Yeah, I mean, that's really what I've tried to model my company after, to have that kind of culture and that kind of camaraderie.
Right.
Because man, we just had fun.
Had fun.
For the
took
most
care
part.
of business.
Yeah,
Took care of the customers.
yeah, it was awesome
Represented well.
until you left. Thanks.
Well,
Whatever.
you would have went.
It's all about me.
It's all about money.
I would have. Yeah, I would have gone too. Yeah.
You would have.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. You're former Marine, 21 years in the service.
Yes.
Marines. Yes.
Retired as a first sergeant in
thank you for
2001.
Everything you've
2002.
done for this country, for the families here, for my family. I
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. When did you retire?
2002.
2002.
June of 2002.
Yep. Why did you want to retire then?
Because I couldn't get promoted
Mm,
to E9.
gotcha.
The Marine Corps was impacted at the time. I would have needed to do 6 more years as a.
Mm,
I would have had to have done 2 more years to get to E9, to get looked at for E9. 2 more years after that, and I would have been. You need to do 2 years in grade to get the retirement for it, so it would have been 6 more years
mm.
at 40. And it was good.
Yeah. But you enjoyed your time in.
I loved every minute of it.
Yeah. What were some of the things that being in the Marine Corps taught you as a person, as a man?
Oh, discipline, limitations, exceeding limitations, no limitations, facing your fears, the camaraderie, believing in something bigger than yourself,
Mm-hmm.
that group of you're indestructible. I mean, individually you can do a lot, together you can do more, right?
Yeah.
So you're around a bunch of crazies just like you that thrive on what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're not bitching about it. We're going at it.
Yeah. Family, right? It's
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say from my experience, you brought that to your management style
Right.
Yeah,
there was
at
a level
Express
of
and-
expectation
Mhm.
that was greater than what the people there wanted to have held over them.
Right. Well, and that's why you moved up too, right? I
Right,
mean, yeah,
right.
you
I mean, what's leadership? Making people do things they wouldn't normally do on their own.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what-
one of them. Sure.
That's what we did.
Yeah. No, it was great. So you you got to Express Pipe,
In January of 2002,
and how did you start there? What?
as a driver,
Yeah.
$11 an hour.
Mm.
But there was a caveat when I started too, because I knew the person who hired me, my mother and father-in-law worked there.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the owner. I knew of the owner. I knew a couple of the other employees who had worked at Urban Pipe.
Okay.
My mother and father-in-law worked at Urban Pipe, and when I was in 29 Palms, we would come down for the weekend and we would go to the family picnics, their family picnics. We would go to their barbecues. We would I would work there on the weekends.
Express Pipe
No, Urban.
or Urban? Okay.
With my father-in-law, and then with Dean,
Okay.
the one who hired us.
Mhm.
And then when Dean found out I was retiring, called me down to the branch and said, "Hey, stud, you want a job?" And I'm like, "I'll do this till January, but after January, I need to be in a position of responsibility."
Mm-hmm.
And then, so 6 months as a driver, pushing him, saying, "Hey, what are we doing?
Yeah.
This isn't what I'm doing. I didn't retire from the Marine Corps to do this." And he put me on a manager training program. So I drove to Whittier. I drove to
From where?
Here.
Oh.
Drove to Whittier and
Nice.
trained under their manager. Went to Irvine, trained there, and then in January I put in my 2 weeks notice because there was
Like,
nothing.
this is BS,
Because
man.
the year was up. Time was up.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, no. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this for $12 an hour.
Right.
Right. I mean, I'm driving to these places. I don't have a gas card.
Yeah.
I'm in my own car, and I'm, trying to make something for myself, and knowing that this wasn't going to be, I wasn't going to be just a driver.
Right.
Right. So, and so I put in my 2 week notice. He's like, no. And then they put me in over the manager of Ontario. So I had no business being a manager of a plumbing company.
I know the feeling.
With
Yeah.
11 months experience, I did learn to use the system as a great search tool.
Yeah.
For all those things that I didn't know.
What the
I
hell
was
is
like,
this? Yeah.
"Hey, so how's it going over there? What was that? Oh, Woodford what?"
Yeah.
But it worked, man. We grew sales, we got customers, we cleaned the place up, we provided consistency, and we did well there for 2 years.
Yeah.
But at the same time, after those 2 years, the drive from here to Ontario was a 2-hour FU.
Yeah.
There and back, 2 hours
Yeah.
in the morning.
Was it Corona that bad then too?
Well, they had just opened Das Logos
Oh.
at the 15 and 91,
Mhm.
and that's when it got bad.
Yeah.
Even though I had a truck now, I had a fast track. But fast track only
They
went
didn't
so
have it
far.
there. Yeah.
Fast track didn't even go up the 15 to
Yeah.
the 60. So, and it was after 2 years, I'm like, dude, I can't continue this drive. I mean, I was leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting home at 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. That's terrible.
And then Saturdays too, right? And had a good team, didn't have a great team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sitting here thinking, I got to find something else to do. And then I got the phone call, "Hey, you're going to Temecula." And I'm like,
Sweet.
found out from the credit gal of all people.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Express Pipe worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, heard you going to Temecula. Well, I haven't heard that
You're like,
yet.
huh?
So, yeah, so I got to go replace my mentor, Todd Zaricki,
Okay.
right? And
There's some interesting stories around him.
yes.
Yeah.
And then so what I was there, did well there.
Yeah.
Loved it there.
What year was that you got there?
2000. Well, the second time I was there in 2004
Okay.
through 2003
I wasn't there yet. I don't know.
for 3 years out 2005.
I got there in 2008.
2005. I went back there.
And yeah. So I got there 2008. And I was there, I think, 2 years before you left.
Mm-hmm.
You might have left in 2010.
Yep.
Yeah.
July 4th.
Yeah. Yeah. Got there March 2008. Man, we had what? I think the 3-4 best months the company ever had. I'm like, man, I'm a good luck charm. And then boom, everything went to shit.
Did, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. 2008. Oh my.
But but as a branch, you know what saved us?
Commercial.
Ray sure
Yeah.
saved us.
Yeah.
Because we flipped
Well,
gear.
I was gonna say you and Ray kind of put that plan together.
Well, it was Bobby
Yeah.
put that plan together when he hired Ray.
Oh, okay.
is to diverse, because 68% of the business I took over, or some stupid
Was it
percentage,
like new build,
was
residential
all
new build?
new residential. And so when that bottom fell out, we didn't miss a beat. We went straight in
Yeah.
and focused on Ray and his commercial and started bringing in, because the housing market crashed. The plumbing industry didn't.
Yeah. It got rough.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But from a small branch perspective, we didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah. And then, yeah, then after you left, it wasn't the same.
I would imagine not.
Yeah. No.
But then again, neither was Anaheim when I got there.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a dark time then, right? Just at the company in general,
Well, because they knew the company was changing.
and you didn't know who's going to have a job from one day to the next, man.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and you didn't know that they were being bought. Right. And that's what that started.
yeah. So they went from Express Pipe to what? I can't remember who. Morse
To Morsco.
Morsco. Yeah.
But it was always Express Pipe,
Yeah.
but we just had different owners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went from Murrieta to Anaheim,
Yes.
which was their largest branch,
Yes.
and took that over.
Yes.
How'd that go?
Wonderful.
Nice.
Loved it. That was quite a challenge.
I was gonna say, yeah, you like challenges.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 92 employees, 7 different departments,
Yeah.
6 different managers.
Craziness.
It was 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. were their operating hours. 17 trucks or whatever.
Yeah. On that drive again, you went back to the drive.
250 will calls a day. Yeah, it was one of the busiest counters in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was fun to be a part of.
And you brought them up even higher.
The brand, like Mike was saying, I put in processes to make the business run smoother.
Yeah.
Instead of having the employees run the company, I went in there and set the schedules and broke out who was working when, and had equal coverage from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. instead of nobody working at 5 p.m., and having the one salesman come out to finish up his orders. And
so was that part of your training to come up with those processes from the military to would do that, or is that something you learned
that was
at
from,
Express?
No. That was, that's
your past.
the past.
Yeah.
I came armed. My toolbox was pretty full when I showed up.
Nice.
And I used those tools.
Yeah,
because because if you're not doing it, nobody's doing it.
Yeah.
Right, Scott?
Yeah.
Let your
If
Indians,
you're not showing them the way, at least,
let
right?
the Indians.
Yeah. What is it? The inmates?
Yeah, let the inmates run the asylum.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Why don't you just take off for a few weeks and don't tell anybody and shut your phone off and see what that does?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, thank you. So
Think about it.
and then they got bought again
Yes.
to their Reese now.
No, they were bought by private equity.
Oh, really? Okay, I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was just about sales,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
We had those.
Yeah. So now so great career
I thought so.
in the military, in the plumbing industry.
Yes,
You then retired.
I did.
How's retirement?
I love retirement.
Yeah.
I love every day of it. I'm very busy.
Yeah.
I'm never bored.
No.
I don't feel guilty about it.
No.
I don't miss it. I love the interactions I have with, the people who I have spent time with, no different than I would spend, time with the Marines who I, talk to,
Yeah.
former Marines, or, it's same.
Yeah.
It's that common bond that we've all had. We've all been through those trenches and we know what we're talking about, and
Yeah.
we know it's hot in the summer and cold in the winter, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's probably nice too to be available for family when before it was hard to be, right? I mean, you were doing it for your family, but
Right. And that's the downfall, right? It's a
Yeah.
sacrifice. You want the success, it's a sacrifice.
yeah.
I mean, it's 7:00 at night. you're sacrificing your time with your family right now to be here with me. Right. But I mean, that's
yes, yeah,
right. But
never
that's
sacrifice with
that's
you,
to further
Yeah,
love what you're doing.
yeah,
Right. You were furthering your exposure to your company and how great it is, and just had your 25-year anniversary.
yeah, that was exciting.
You know, I hope you got the warehouse fixed after. I'm sure we don't have to talk about that on air.
No,
But
it's a process.
yeah, it is, and it's something that you have to stay on top of. You have to be in front of,
Yes,
or it's not going to happen by itself.
yeah. Well, and I mean, I'm fortunate that my team's really good. Despite, some of my complaints or, coming to you sometimes,
Right.
that's what mentors are for and friends. Thank you. But a lot of that was my shortcomings of not taking the right path or not giving enough and, letting go.
Right.
But great team. I have people on my team that could run the company themselves. And that's allowed me to do things like this.
Sure.
And it took me going, okay.
And I'm sure
There
they
you go.
appreciate that.
So, and it's not that I'm not involved. It's just
Right.
in a different way.
Right. You set the expectation
Mhm.
of what you want for your company. You have they know your vision. They know what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
It benefits them.
And we
right.
try to bring on people that have the same vision and values. And
Sure.
So, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's hard to achieve, man.
Yes.
Right? Because you've
is.
seen what a band of misfits can do for you.
Yeah. Well,
And do for your company
I've
and do
seen
for your
what-
customers.
when I've been a misfit, right? And not led correctly. Led? Thank you. So it's that Illinois education. So yeah. I can appreciate that. And it took years, right, to get
Right.
to places where
It's trial and error.
yeah.
It's what you like, what you don't like, what you're going to tolerate, what you don't tolerate, what you accept,
Yeah.
what you want to do something about, what can you do something about. You train your people and set the expectation, your day's a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
They're not coming to you going, hey, where are the 1/2-inch copper 90s?
Well, we're doing that now, but
Or where's,
with the warehouse project, but yeah.
hey, how do I do this return?
Well, yeah, and that's when you gotta, set the expectation or the standard. Well, what do you think?
Right.
Instead of just giving somebody the answer.
You don't need to go out there and show them how to load a truck.
Our buddy Cody.
Love
What do
me
you
some
think?
Cody.
Yeah.
Love me some
Hey,
Cody.
buddy. So, yeah.
But look at his growth
Yeah.
from when I took him when he was 18.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And it's actually really cool, right? I mean, you've worked with Cody, you've worked with Eb. We've worked with some of the same people.
right.
And they
Cody
brought
was-
some of that with them too.
Cody was the front man of the counter for a while, right?
Yeah.
In Temecula. Eb was the lead warehouse, even though he didn't have that title. He was the one running that place.
Yeah. When we talked about it on an earlier episode, Eb came in looking for a job and dropping names. Paul Inman, Bobby Riggs.
Nice.
I was like, I know
Thank
them,
you,
but
Eb. Thank you, Eb.
yeah.
And that was so he moved. He got, if I recall, it was the drive for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was living in Elsinore, driving to Anaheim.
Yeah, Anaheim and Escondido. Yeah. Yeah. And that wears on you after a while, man,
Right,
especially in
it's
that California traffic. Ooh, I get tired of driving across town these days.
I know.
Yeah.
So
So you're living life, you're loving it. What's going on in your life? You got any exciting? You're a grandpa now.
I'm a grandpa. I'm getting ready to be. I'm getting ready to be a 2-time grandpa
Is
here
it
in another few
grandpa
weeks.
then? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's very cool. How
It
do you
is.
like being a grandpa?
I love being a grandpa.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's one of the coolest things there is.
Yeah. I asked Mike from 24 Hour this, is it true? Is it better to be a grandpa than a parent? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Probably less stress, less.
Well, and there's some figuring out
Yeah.
because my granddaughter's not my child, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
my son's and his wife's.
Boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got boundaries that you don't know about. You raised your kids well and to the best of your ability, and now it's
Love me
you
some
get-
James. Yep.
you love me some James and Brittany and Nora, but you got to watch. Now you're watching them and what they're doing and their level of care and affection, and it's cool. It's cool to watch.
Yeah.
And you just get to be involved, and then you get to step back. Be involved, step back.
Yeah. I'm excited for it to happen, but not too soon. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and Julia's due December 8th, man. We're gonna have
Yeah, you're
Thanksgiving
getting ready to head
next
out pretty
week,
soon,
and
huh?
we're gonna head out.
Yeah. It's exciting. Congratulations
It is.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talked to her today. I mean, it's getting close.
Yeah. So we grew up in Illinois.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? I met you in California.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up, 30, 40 minutes apart?
If that,
Something
yeah.
like that.
If
yeah.
that, yeah, just cross the bridge.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's such a small world, right? Craziness.
Right.
And 20 years later, whatever it is, we run into each other in California in the plumbing industry.
Right.
Yeah, crazy. We're both Bears fans.
We're both
Go
Bears.
Bears.
Fans.
What?
You're a Sox fan. I'm a Cubs fan.
Well, yeah, I like baseball.
So you have records. I have records.
Yeah. Most
But
losses,
we have that Midwestern mentality, right?
It
we
is
have
different.
the same Midwestern.
Mm-hmm.
Besides what we like to eat,
You notice I had pizza over there, and and some Italian beef sandwiches there, pal.
But yeah, I mean, we were raised in the same culture,
Yeah,
just different time.
yeah, yeah.
So how can we not get along?
I know, right? I know.
What do we have to fight about?
Yeah,
I mean,
we're like two peas in a pod.
yeah,
Same haircut,
cool.
same. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, so it's just crazy.
I didn't know how the customer service rep from the bank was going to work out when you first showed up, but I was looking at Bobby going,
What did you give me?
good thing he's smart.
Yeah. Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Well, if you only need to be told once, you're good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I kind of did the same thing as you, right? I came in the industry, didn't know anything, was doing some deliveries for us, working in the warehouse.
That's where you learn. You got to work all the. You got to work
90 was or yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Crazy.
I had to be taught all that.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is you only needed to be taught it once. Once you realized what a half-inch copper 90 was, you knew what a PVC 90 was. You knew what an ABS.
Those regulators got me though. There was too many different ones at first.
But it's all coded. It's all.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn it.
Yeah.
You have the ability to.
Right. It's the work ethic. That's.
Yeah, when you say this is what I'm going to do, you're going to put the effort in to know what I need to do.
Yeah, it's a matter of pride and determination.
You're going to go to the job site, see what they're doing. Hey, what's that used for? Never seen one of these.
Yeah, Bobby took me on a home build before,
right?
Like the day before I started.
Right, but you get to see.
But yeah, we walk through and
the material, and then you can go, okay. I used to have this system down. I thought was by how many 4-inch combis we sold, or how many labs we would have in stock, how many chronomites we would have in stock, how many faucets, how many commercial toilets, because that's what that combi represented. And I would have a little commercial package.
Yeah.
Because we built most of the tilt-ups here
Yeah.
in the beginning.
All right, so I've always wanted to ask,
Okay.
and I never knew, what was the highest sales we ever did at Express in a year?
780.
Okay. That was pretty good back then, man.
No, we did well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were competing with Culver and Escondido.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we did well.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't have very many months under 400. We lived right at that 500-600 range.
Yeah.
And that was plenty with 6, 7 guys, whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool to know. Yeah, I never knew exactly where we were or anything. So
Yeah, I don't even know where they're at now.
yeah,
I wouldn't know.
yeah, I don't either.
I got to think that I know from when I see your parking lot's more full.
We just like to help people. So
I know.
yeah. So when you were in the military, where are all the cool places you got to go?
Oh my. You're going to bust on me for saying Yugoslavia.
No,
Because
it's not a country anymore?
Right.
Yeah. How old are you? Older than me.
I was there during the Eastern Bloc, man.
Yeah.
During the Cold War.
Yeah. Was it cool?
I thought it was way cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Yugoslavia was what you wore cost more than what they would make in a year.
Wow.
So if you had $40 Nikes on with a $40 pair of Levi's and an $80 jacket,
Yeah, you were
doing well. And they keep booze cheap, right? So
that's important
that's what,
back then. Yeah.
it's still cheap there now. So that was cool. That was an eye opener. I was 20?
Yeah.
Going there for the first time and eyes wide open, looking at every, what.
Yeah. Were you welcome there? Or
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we were welcome as long as you didn't cross the street. We were told where we needed. We knew where we had to stay.
Yeah.
After that,
yeah. Where else did you go?
After that, I went to Barbados for 18 months.
Whoa.
I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm working 2 days on, day off, 2 days on, day off, 4 days off. And yeah, you're on vacation.
Yeah, it's Barbados. I mean, it's
beautiful.
Was there anything bad happening there besides just beauty? I mean,
we got all the weaponry from Grenada.
Oh.
After we attacked Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were there when we attacked Libya. So yeah, there was some
tension.
A little bit of tension.
Yeah.
You just knew I met Coretta Scott King.
Who?
Coretta Scott King.
Guess I'm showing my lack
Martin
of
Luther
culture.
King's wife.
Oh, okay. I didn't know his wife.
No.
I know him.
We were the only.
Well, I didn't
they
know
were
him,
her
but I know
bodyguards
him.
were the only one allowed in the embassy with weapons
Yeah. Okay.
back in the day.
Yeah.
That was cool. Because I was on duty when she came up, and it's like
Did you talk to her?
just like we knew who she.
Yes, ma'am. No,
she
ma'am.
was.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, yeah, I did the Gulf War, Philippines.
Yeah, you tell me a couple stories about that, getting shot at and stuff. Oof.
Fun.
Scary. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, for countries, the Philippines were cool. That was different. That's the walk off the plane and go because the humidity's 200%.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, coming from Illinois, you know, you had a little bit of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just traveling the states, man, and just
That's cool.
being.
How many different states did you live in?
I lived in. Oh, just Virginia, California.
Oh, okay.
But I lived all over California.
Yeah.
I was on recruiting duty in Northern California. Was in 29 Palms. El Toro before, back in the mid 80s.
You're a pretty well-rounded guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camp Pendleton was my last duty station.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never been to Camp Pendleton until I was stationed there. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Camp Lejeune, North Carolina was my first duty station.
Wow. I think my dad was there when he was in.
Before me.
Yeah, well before you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no,
That's cool.
I think I'm at 38 states, 40 states, and 22 countries.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I need to
cool.
hit all those small states in the Northeast because I haven't been above New York.
Gotcha. I want to go to Maine.
That'd be one. I haven't been there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in your experience in the military, and then all your leadership with Express Pipe and in the industry, what's some advice you can give to young managers or young presidents people who are coming into those leadership responsibilities? What's like some of the best advice you can give them?
The best advice for somebody coming in new:
Yeah. Yeah.
be open to everything, because you don't know. I mean, it's the two companies that we had, right? We had one culture at Express Pipe. We're bought, and now we have another culture. And you need to be the people who didn't adapt to the new company, didn't stay. They didn't. You don't work for Express Pipe anymore.
Yeah.
You now work for Morscore, you work for Reese, and they're showing you how they want to, how you're working for Google now. Google has a set of rules, and they're the biggest for a reason. So you need to be able to get on board and educate yourself and commit yourself to the new team, right? I don't want to say drink the Kool-Aid, but you got to drink the Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah.
And if you drink the Kool-Aid and they see that you're willing to learn their ways and display their values, they're going to embrace you. You're going to do just as well with the new company as you did with your old company.
Nice.
If you want to fight them, they're going to win.
Yeah. You're just going to be miserable, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
I chose not to fight them, right? I had to learn a lot of different things because it was a new way of doing business.
Yeah.
So Express let the customers dictate the business. The companies that bought us after Express, the companies dictated the business. The company dictated the business to the customer.
Right. The rules of engagement.
We're doing it this way.
Yeah.
The people aren't changing. The prices aren't changing, but we're not.
The environment.
We have, your orders need to come in the day before for next day delivery, not the morning of after. I'm not rerouting 7 trucks for you. Because we would.
Yeah.
And we did.
Sure, it happened a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but that's what we did. I mean, that was part of our success, though. That was our culture. How fast can you adapt? How fast can you respond to the customer's needs? And that's where our success was. We took care of the customer.
Yeah.
At all costs.
Yeah. Well, and right, that's part of what I learned under you.
Right. They're important.
Yeah.
Without them.
Yeah. The experience and.
Right. Without them, you don't have a job.
Yeah.
And you need to have their product. You need to know what the product that they want to have on hand. And you need to be willing to help them. And not just you.
Yeah.
Your team needs to have the same mentality.
Yeah.
Because they're an extension of you. If they're, Scott said I can do it. And Eb is like, we ain't doing that, man. F that, bro. And that,
Yeah.
Now they're mad. Where's Scott?
Yeah. You always get some of those calls.
And now you have conflict, right?
Yeah.
You need to be able to deal with conflict resolution but that's preventable. All of that's preventable by teaching your team.
Yeah, 95%. Yeah,
right?
For sure.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Figure out a way. Make it happen.
How we treat people.
Right.
Yeah. That's all I got for now, man. Cool. I mean, you got anything? I just wanted to get you on and talk to you. And
no, I appreciate it. I want to congratulate you on how well you've done, man.
Well, thank you.
And the steps that you've taken that I've seen lately to take yourself out of the day-to-day, to put yourself out in front of everybody and expand your exposure. Are you current? Are you one step ahead? I mean, you're doing podcasts, you're on social media. You got the Flipping Chamber of Commerce hanging out with you.
If you want different results, you're going to do different things.
It represents the business. It represents you. It represents the business. It's cool, right?
I'm having some fun.
Other people aren't doing it.
That's kind of how I look at it.
Do you have to, is there a little bit of pucker factor going, hey,
yeah. Where's the return right now?
And there may not be right now.
Yeah.
But it's a positive message.
It's setting groundwork, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said, getting awareness out there. So,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it's not happening elsewhere.
Yeah.
Your competitors aren't doing it. Right. And think of and what do you have to worry about? The valley right now that has 500,000 people in it?
Yeah.
More than Sacramento?
Yeah. No.
When you think about it, what it became, I was talking to one of your, I don't know if he's one of your customers, former customers, we don't need the name, who I've known, again, from the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bro, how's business? And he's like, dude, there are so many freaking plumbers out here. He goes, when we started, there was 20, 25. He goes, now there's hundreds. And they're all competing for that same business. And so now, same, right? You have all these customers who you're competing for, or,
Yes.
trying to compete for their business.
Yeah. And it's showing them what we'll do and how we value them.
Right.
Yeah. I learned all that from you, pal.
Proud of you, man.
I'm proud of, I'm grateful. So
Nice.
I just want to say thank you. And
You're
I love you,
welcome.
man.
I love you too, man.
You're one of my best friends.
You know where I'm at.
I know. Block and a half apart.
Right?
Crazy. All right. Well, thanks for being on.
All right. Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And as I always say as we sign off, water always wins.